Welcome, everyone, as I had to run and go and find my headphones really fast. As I was talking to Robert in the break room. Oh, anyways.
I had no idea.
Last second, as literally as you clicked away to the breakout room, I'm looking at the video like, I don't have headphones. Shit, where are they?
Checklist.
And in 16 seconds, I ran and found them and got back here just in time. Welcome, everyone. It's 20. Let's see who we got here in the chat room today. We'll let everybody come in. Say hi to Aaron, Alyssa, B1, Christine, Colleen, Christina, Dawn's iPad, Fran, Hickam, iPad number 2, Joyce, Carmen's iPhone, Katya, Kevin, Laura, Leslie, Lisa, Mamie, Michelle, Paola, Robert, Safe, Sarkis, Sean, Shirley, Steve, Robert, Travers, Amanda, Elena, Kit, Sam, and Shanti. Welcome all of you to the year 20. We're going to talk to people about the things that are upcoming, the things that are in the past, and the things that may be in your present. We've got an exciting year of 20 here at galactichistorian.com or andrewbartzis.com. So, Robert, let's spin up that wheel of callers and see who wants to have a conversation about past, present, and future.
Okay, Manel, Vita, you're the first person of 20 to speak with Andrew.
Manel, are you there?
Yeah, do you hear me?
Yes, where are you calling from today?
Well, I call from Paris, France.
Welcome to the show, lady from France. What kind of conversation do you want to have today?
Well, I didn't think about it. I just turned off the Zoom and it happened. So, well, let's talk about my future.
Your future?
Yeah.
You have a very unique present inside you, and you have lots of choices ahead of you. What is it about your life right now that you want to change?
Love.
Big choice. When's the last time you really had love in your life?
I don't remember.
Have you actually had love in your life?
Well, yeah. Yeah. But not the one I want, not the one I feel I can have.
So what is the perfect love to you?
It's a hard question.
Because you don't really know what love is and a perfect love is. You have a set of expectations that's very hard to get people to meet those expectations. And for your future to exist, you have to start letting go of expectations and stop having people fit into the traditional cookie cutter of what a relationship is, was, or will be.
Well, I don't feel I have this kind of cookie color expectations.
You do, otherwise you wouldn't be where you're at. You're not the only one in the world that has this going on. Many people have this expectation that subtly runs who is in their life and who isn't in their life.
I didn't.
You have rules of who you will allow in and who you don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand.
There are certain types of personalities that you are turned off by, certain frequencies of people, certain body types, mind shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What if that perfect person isn't one of those that's in your rules of no?
Well, my last relationship was actually a surprise because it happened. It was a man I didn't notice before, and I was very grateful to have this surprise. It happened out of spontaneity and playful behavior. And I think I am able. I think I can. I'm open enough.
So why aren't you still in that relationship?
Because of style of lifestyle.
Okay, like what part of lifestyle?
Well, I am I'm traveler. I'm gypsy, and that person is not. And I was not fitting in his ideals.
Why are you traveling gypsy?
I don't know. This is my way of life. It's been like this almost all my life.
So how are you going to have any form of stable relationship which that perfect person can come in and allow you both to grow and change with each other?
Well, I don't think it's about my life.
I'm the psychic here. You have been listening to me for a while, right? Maybe you want to take the advice that I'm trying to give you here, which is you're set in a state of mind that is limiting you. And being a gypsy with no traditional grounding is beginning to challenge you at the relationship level and finding traditional and untraditional types of love. If you've never been stable and you've been a gypsy your whole life, you should at least go and experience 1 or 2 years of a stable foundation and home. Grow roots into a community and allow that community to give back to you.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Why have you been like that? How did it start? Did your family move around a lot?
Yeah, and yeah, it was my dream to travel. Like I finished the university, and I went traveling. I went all over the world, and it's less now. It's less often. It's not every year. It's not each year. Last time was last year, and before it was 3 years before. But even when I am in France, I am spending 6 months there, 3 months there.
What are you doing when you leave?
I make jewelry. I sell my jewelry, and I create pieces with silver, wire, and stones.
Are you going to like festivals and stuff?
Not really, but in the next months, I will go to wellness fairs. It's the first time I go to this kind of event. So I have 8 fairs of this kind coming. And it's new. It's a new adventure. Before I started selling my jewelry in the street, so I was sitting in touristic places in Australia, in France, in the US, and sitting in the street and making my art in the street and selling from the street. Then I did markets, and I had a stall on markets, and I still do this a little bit, and also I receive some money from the government, which is helpful. And maybe it will stop when I have a more serious business. Maybe, I don't know.
And maybe you'll get more sales if you could have a stable place, an actual place of business, a traditional shop, and allow the ancestral energies to work with you instead of town to town, place to place.
Yeah, well, the gypsy life can come also from my family, from my granddad family. He is born in a gypsy caravan.
But what I'm trying to tell you is if you really want to find the real love of your life, stability is the way to go. And halting a significant portion of your travel and staying grounded in one place, getting a small shop which you could sell your goods and make a place and foundation where you can start building up a store of all the different types of jewelry ideas you can do so that you could have a place to build up, a place to ground into and allow it to pay back to you.
Okay.
Without roots, what are you? You're ungrounded. You may be an awfully creative person. You may have all this stuff going for you, but there's a cutoff and a limitation without those roots.
Yeah.
All right, darling, I got to let you go. I'll move on to my next caller. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who wants to talk 20 next.
All right, next caller will be Aaron Davis.
Aaron, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, Aaron. How you doing?
Where
are you Yes, where are you calling from today?
Calling from Georgia.
Well, welcome to the show. What did you want to talk about today? 2020, 2019, what's future?
Well, I wanted to thank you first, everything that you've been giving out and all the revocations, and has helped me so much already.
Right. How have they helped you?
Well, immediately it felt like there was just a whole lot more energy and enthusiasm that could come through, and I was able to focus more on what I wanted to do, and I didn't get stuck quite as much. I don't know, it's just been a big relief. I appreciate it a lot.
You're welcome.
Well, today I wanted to talk about my son Jack.
Okay.
And maybe if you can help me understand why he runs around in circles.
Okay. How old is he first?
He's 13.
And when you say run around in circles, do you mean literally run around in circles until he gets dizzy?
Sometimes it's like around a tree or like in a figure 8 pattern. Usually he'll have like a Lego with him. He's playing a game, but it's never really like a game what we would think of as game.
Give me a little bit more of description and I'll try to read into it.
We'll ask him what he's doing, and it's usually like a video game that he's recalling, or maybe something that he read in a book, and he'll be processing. It seems like maybe it helps him process information, but at the same time, when we're watching him just go around in circles, maybe he's stuck in some sort of loop or
And he's 13? Does he talk
Yeah.
while he's doing it?
Yes.
What is he talking about?
Well, if he's in a video game, he could be talking about, like, say it was Angry Birds or something like that. He would be talking about, throwing things and exploding the bricks or whatever. And
Okay. That's not an uncommon thing for 9 to 13-year-olds to be doing. And oftentimes it's about exploring their creativity. Does he have full-on conversations with himself and answer his own questions?
As far as, yeah, he talks a lot to himself, but it's not like answering his own questions.
I wouldn't doubt that he is. You're just not hearing the wholeness of the conversation.
Yeah, because it's hard to hear like actual words come out because it's usually muffled or in whisper.
Yeah, because he's having a creative moment with himself.
Cool.
So it's not something to be worried about just yet. Okay? But you can inquire to him, what are you doing? Are you telling stories? Maybe you want to write these stories down if it's high creativity, and maybe run around and play with them one day. Okay.
That would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. But getting the stories out, he's just there's like some sort of wall there, and I've been trying to connect more and trying and understand what it is that he's doing.
Sometimes you got to put away the mommy crowbar and CIA interrogator in you and just play with them.
He runs away when I try and play with him.
Because your energy is the CIA is an interrogator energy.
Okay.
Okay.
So if I pull out my kid energy.
Right. He's 13. He knows when you're interrogating him. He's not dumb. All kids know when their parents are interrogating them. Okay. Even when they're trying to be normal. You're trying to be playful with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that helps.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Is he artistic? Does he like to do drawings or paintings or anything like that?
He doesn't like to, but when I have him do stuff like that, it's reluctant. I try and explore like different ways he can, be creative, and he doesn't really found something that he's liked. Or that he's
what does he do for his creativity?
When he's creative, it's usually what he's doing outside when he's running in circles. I mean, that's the most creative thing. Like, that's where his imagination is. That's what we see most of the time.
Okay. Have you ever got him into anything like a martial arts class?
We've wanted to, yeah. That's something that we've been talking about a lot lately, getting into martial arts.
Then what I would do is play a whole bunch of martial arts movies to get him interested and say, you're going to class. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay. And then alternatively, does he got any affinity to music?
He's starting to, yeah.
Has he got like a favorite band he listens to?
Metallica.
And who did he pick that up from?
Me.
Okay.
Well, and Dad, really.
Okay. I think Metallica still tours, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they do. Say you're going to go to a concert with us. I think you'd like going to a concert, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Engage him in a different way. He's 13, going to be about to be a young adult. A tweener.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so with the contract revocations, would I still read them to him, or is that something that he would have to do on his own?
He'd have to essentially do on his own. It's reached a point where right around 8-9 years old, when their full personality comes through, you really can't do much more. Your mommy innocent rights kind of end there. You can still do energy clearing on him and stuff like that, but he's got to begin his own practice. But at that age, he may not be interested in it. Okay.
Right.
Okay. But what you
Okay.
can do is teach him things of how to clear his energy field and say, when you're not feeling right, sage yourself and teach him what responsible thing is so he doesn't set the house on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can give him a set of words that, ground him. Okay. And then you can, when he's not around, clean the shit out of all his toys energetically.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you can still do. You still got mommy rules there.
Okay.
And sage the hell out of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah. Does he play a lot of video games?
Yes.
Why have you let a lot of video games come through?
It's just something that we do in our house. We play video games, and we've cut back on a lot so we can add more things like story time, family time, trying to get out of the house and do more adventure things. But video games still are a pretty big thing in the house.
Mm-hmm. But he's 13 already. That stuff's already set in his blood.
Yeah.
And the question was, why did you let it get that far? It's because you and your husband like to play video games, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Why so much?
Mostly avoiding other things, I guess, and I don't know. It just, it just took.
Do you feel guilty? Do you feel ashamed
Yeah.
at all?
Yes, absolutely.
So what's the game that has really taken the family over?
The game Destiny.
Mm-hmm. Is your destiny to play that game the rest of your life?
No.
Then trash that destiny.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's moving out little by little. It's but
how many people are in the household? How many other people are in
it's
there?
the three of us in the house.
Is it computer games or game console?
Consoles.
Well, unplug them all 4 days a week.
Okay.
Literally unplug them so somebody has to go through an extended process of reconnecting all the cords and wires and everything.
All right.
Okay. If you want to make change, you can cut down to video games 3 days a week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But Monday to Thursday, no.
Okay. Understood.
And you can't switch to watching cable TV and, binging on TV. Okay. What would you do? What would you guys do?
What would we do?
I could tell you. I could give you
Well,
an
there's
answer.
a lot of creative energy in our house, so I'm sure we'll figure something out. But what's your suggestion?
Well, how much money would you say you spend a year on video games?
How much a year do we spend on video games?
Yeah.
120.
A whole year? Less than $200?
Okay. I doubt
It's
that.
the one video game.
I doubt that. Other games that you got. Okay. My advice is go buy some RC cars or RC airplanes or drones. Start flying them physically. You still get the whole console concept. You're still playing with a gizmo. Okay.
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 Awesome.
Go race RC cars. Go do drone planes. Learn something that gets you out there. And you can, even when it's rainy, you can drone battle inside. Okay.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
You can go online and learn how to build RC planes out of foam board. Okay. You just go buy the different controllers and little micro battery powered engines for them for $80, $90. Hobbytown, USA, wonderful place. Okay?
Yeah.
You can also go and buy ATVs, and you could have some video games during the weekdays and you ride ATVs on the weekends. Boating. That's another thing you can do. Go buy a canoe for $600, $800.
Yeah.
You happen to be in the land of rivers and lakes, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
There's an infinite amount of things for you to do. You just got to want to do them.
Yeah. Things that are much more enriching.
Can be. You may not get the same fun value out of your video games because you're so programmed in getting dopamine releases off of fighting the big boss.
Yeah.
Versus a day of playing with RC cars or riding in a boat or just sitting there in quiet and peace and silence.
Yeah.
All right, darling, I got to let you go. Move on to my next caller. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Robert, let's spin up that wheel of callers, and he wants to have the next conversation.
Stephen Tuminello, you are unmuted with Andrew.
Stephen, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, Stephen. How you doing today? Where are you calling from?
Good. Vicksburg, Mississippi.
Vicksburg, Mississippi. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
God, how is Mars doing?
Oh, good old Mars is sitting there with a cup of Kentucky 200 proof bourbon waiting for shit to go down.
So is shit going to be coming down soon?
No. Mars, when you're familiar with my cosmology about what Mars is?
A little bit. I haven't heard you talk about anything in quite a while.
So Mars as a planet was in a coma for a long period of time, and in mid-2014 came out of the coma and is now acting as a peacekeeping personality, trying to stop celestial forces from fighting and battling each other.
Okay.
So he is the old guy in the corner that keeps the young bucks from fighting each other.
Okay.
Okay. He also has the capacity to get the young celestial minds who like to fight each other drunk. The metaphor. Okay.
Okay.
So what is Mars doing now? He's sitting there in all his badassdom waiting for somebody to start shit. Literally
waiting for someone to, okay, that's good though.
And then he's going to scare them with his fee fi fo fum, who the fuck's doing what I don't want you to do.
Now, would that be a planet or would that be another force?
No, Mars is a planet. It's a celestial being, and the
Yes.
planet Mars is its body.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's kind of a what is it? The guy that works the bar,
Let's call him more like a Texas Ranger.
Texas Ranger.
Retired Texas Ranger.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Let's see. I think my wife is wanting to ask a question. She's writing something down. Is that okay?
Sure, go ahead.
Come here. This is my wife's Daisy. We haven't talked to you in quite a while.
Hi, Daisy. How you doing?
Hey, I talked to you before one time, like right before Hurricane Harvey came. I was in Houston, and Steven spoke with you as well. And we spoke to you about like coming back to our hometown and kind of moving back and taking care of the family business. And so, I can tell that a lot of times when I can tell that there are some archons here, and you had spoken about doing work, like energetic work, about building the cloud busters.
Well, doing yeah, I'm planning on, now that I got my truck note paid off, I plan on taking your course. Signing up. I think I'd do a 400 a month, or was it a 500 a month? You had a course.
Yeah, it's only 450 if you buy a session. If you get a hour session with me, it's half off. So it's not per month. It's one payment, and then you have it the rest of your life. And that's a 6-week online course.
I think what she's getting at is we're taking over some properties and dealing with the parents are still alive. They're starting to give things to us, and things are going along smooth, and every now and then there'll be a kink in the road. And we're looking to inherit this. And you've got your big old antebellum house with your cottages that we're doing Airbnb, and we're trying to upgrade those, and are we going to be successful? I guess we need to be doing some ceremony and cleansing the area. Is that what is? You said at one time the house was definitely haunted as hell.
Mm-hmm. Did we do this in a private? Did we do this in a private session?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Did we talk about one building that had a whole bunch of stuff in it that you were going to move stuff out?
Yeah, we have that building back now.
Well, I have the possibility in getting the family restaurant.
Yeah, I remember. I actually remember this private session. I do. What I would reiterate, what I'm remembering, you need to do ancestral balancing on the property.
With
that
ancestral.
What it is you have a lot of transient ghosts that use this place, that squat there, because the energy levels in this old property are so high, and you got to make sure you don't have homeless squatting ghosts coming in and making trouble.
Yeah.
And that's the issue with the property right now.
Yeah.
You've got to stabilize it and stick up energy fences and no trespassing signs so they go somewhere else. And the type of ceremony you had to do was clean up all the clutter and get rid of the attachment things that you weren't going to be using as part of the show property. You know, I think you also said you had a restaurant there, and then you had some other stuff that were people could come and look at and see, and other buildings and out places.
Yeah, we have cottages for rent.
Cottages, yeah. You had those all to have, all the grassing's got to be cut, all the stuff to make it look finished has to be done. And then you're going to grid the property. You're going to break the property up into 10 sections or 5 or 8 sections and do ritual and ceremony on each section that says no at every dimension, time, stream, galaxy, and universe, that things are not allowed to come and squat there. That kicking out the trailer trash ghosts that are around there and making it a place of peace and relaxation.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. I'm writing all this down.
Okay. And you can use the Living the Mystical Life daily course for that. You know, it's got, 100+ pages of written documents that all can be rituals and ceremonies can be done around, so that form of peace and loving energy can come through. And then making meditation places, reflection areas, depending on the type of theme that you wanted to advertise for the rental cabins. Yeah,
we've got the Southern antebellum kind of home. Daisy loves to cook. What about ancestral soups?
Absolutely. That'll be one of the key things, key, giving energy back. And that's you giving it a few hours of prayer and attention and wisdom, as well as your business plan of what you want. Yeah. Because that's going to tell what ghosts can come in and go on, because there are good ghosts, ones that are very beneficial.
Yeah, we're trying to do a venue long term. And then there's a possibility of maybe trying to get some grant money to get the restaurant. Was 104 years old. So a friend that is familiar with grants saying it's ideal to, would that ever be a possibility, opening up that also again?
So the first thing first with grant money, if you don't have a grant writer applying all the time, your chances of getting any kind of grant are hard. Really hard.
Okay.
Do either of you have writing skills or, English lesson skills?
My wife.
Both teachers.
Yeah.
But Stephen doesn't write much, but I always wrote his papers in college.
So unless you really like writing,
and
grant writing is a different style of writing, and you have to go to the grant. There's called grant college. Every major university has a library, a grant library or a grant college within it that tells you all the available government grants and private grants that are out there. And you got to go spend hours in that stuff, as well as it's online. That's why you need a grant researcher or a grant writer to work for you. But once you get the property turning over money, opening a restaurant is not terribly difficult. It's a matter of what really needs to be done to make it restaurant quality.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Where is it at right now? What would it need to be to be, quality? Is it?
It needs it's been
ground zero.
It's been closed for quite a while, so it would need rehab, new equipment, and
is it moldy on the inside?
Yeah, it's moldy, and that's a later project. Right now, we've got what's cash flowing for us is the cottages. So upgrading the cottages, like I said, new paint, getting things cleaned up. The other antebellum home next to us is really ruining our business because it's falling under neglect. I'd love for find a wealthy friend to buy it because it has like 25 rooms.
Wow.
Cedar Grove. It's called Cedar Grove.
And is it for sale or is it just sitting there?
I believe it is. I need to go meet the new owners. And I believe it's someone from New Orleans inherited it so that they live out of town. So
new owners, when did they buy it?
I'm not sure. I've got to find out.
They were given it.
Someone
gave it to them as a tax write-off.
Yeah, someone gave it to someone as a tax write-off.
Okay, they're probably not going to do anything with it then.
Exactly. So they would be open to someone buying it. Let me, I would really love to ask a question from my wife so she could get maybe some closure.
Okay.
Her father died kind of abruptly, took his own life. And I know that's probably been on her mind for quite a while.
Well, then let me talk to her about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Acting as third person. Go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry. Well, when you talked to Stephen and we asked about moving back here, you were like, well, that's great. And you did say a lot of stuff about the ghosts and things like that here, which I don't have a lot of problems with them, except for sometimes I just get like really upset for no reason. And I think it's like some kind of entity like messing with me. But I mean, it doesn't happen a lot. But last year, like right after we moved back, my dad committed suicide. Mm-hmm. And like I never ever thought that he would do that. But then now my mom lives here too. And it's just kind of been like a really big life change. She had no idea. Like it was completely like out of the blue. I mean, it was
something he would never do.
So I just wanted to ask if you had any.
Did you have an autopsy done on the body?
No.
Why not?
He wanted to be cremated.
Mm-hmm. And you never had a chance to figure out why he actually committed suicide?
No, I have no idea. I think he had a lot of pain.
He planned that. I'll be blunt. He had pancreatic cancer. They didn't want to go through the chemo.
He had been to the doctor before that, mm-hmm. but he didn't like say anything about results or anything like that.
He knew 2 years before he committed suicide.
He knew 2 years.
Mm-hmm. I feel that he was in a lot of physical pain.
Pancreatic cancer, one of the most painful types of cancers out there.
And like my mom,
an inoperable tumor and chemo was less than a 5% chance of success. But he went on 2 years before he killed himself.
He knew all that time.
Oh, he was given like a 6 months to live. 2 years before that.
Wow. Well, that definitely does, it answers a lot of questions. I mean, my dad and I were really close. Mm-hmm. And
he didn't want the bedside misery.
That makes sense too, about his personality.
Mm-hmm. He wanted to go out the way you remembered him, suicide or not.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. He actually did it like, I think that he thought that somebody else was coming, and that would find him. But like my mom had been shopping and she came in and like she heard a pop noise, mm-hmm. and like he had killed himself and she lost her mind. Like
he shot himself.
Yeah. In the mouth, like, shot,
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was crazy because my brother has been in and out of jail and like in rehab more than he's not been. And like, my brother had been there like a few hours before he did it. And I always thought that, he would have had some idea because my dad and my brother were really close. Mm-hmm. And so, I just wonder if my brother knew anything about it.
Nope. But no one knew, not even your mother.
Thank you for giving me some closure with that.
There's more there. There's more there, but it's. Give me a second here. Was there an inheritance?
Everything went to my mom. You know, it was like there was like you know, if either one of them died, then everything went to whichever one lived. You know what I mean?
Was there a life insurance policy?
Yes, and my mom got it because I thought that she wouldn't because it was suicide, but he had had it for so long that yeah.
Because he researched it.
He probably did. I mean,
he went to the end of the term of the policy, which then the original terms were changed. This is very common in people that get terminal illness diagnoses and do the research on their policy. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
They have money buried in the backyard.
There is money not necessarily buried, but hidden, yes.
Yeah, that was typical of him.
Yeah, he left my mom really well cared for, and you know, I mean, he never had ever done anything that I really couldn't respect until I didn't understand that.
She was expecting a note to be left,
and I scoured everywhere for a note, and there was not a note.
He couldn't leave a note. Because if he did leave a note, there would never be any insurance money.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It really does help more than you know.
How's your mom doing?
You know, she's coming back to life. It took about a year. And you know, she lives in one of our cottages, kind of like across the yard from us. And she just bought a property on the river that has a really great view, and she's making friends. She doesn't like to go to the senior center. She doesn't want to be like, she's a musician and she's super quirky, but she's doing better than I thought she ever would. Like, I thought she would just crawl under a rock and die because they had been together for almost 60 years, like high school sweethearts, the whole 9 yards, you know, in love, great couple. You know, raised me really well. Like, I mean, but yeah, she's making it. I mean, she comes over to our house every day. She doesn't cook. So she's learned to fly. I mean, she's
took some flight lessons.
Good for her.
Better.
Okay. When you're ready to open up the property, you can have her band come and play. Live music always gets people going. You can get some food trucks to come by and have a little bit of a specialized place for people to come in and see the property.
That would be cool if we had food trucks. We're in Mississippi. That's not really popular.
It's starting to catch up. You said at one time the town would be coming back up. So things would start getting better here. And it seems like it is.
It'll take some time. The South has got its own challenge of accepting the future.
Yeah, inbreeding, too much inbreeding.
Right. Future sight is really what it comes down to. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go and move on to the next call. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, Robert, let's spin up that wheel of callers and see who wants to have the next conversation.
Alrighty, that was a great couple. If I say this right, Seon or Sion, you're unmuted with Andrew.
Sion, are you there?
Hello. Greetings, my brother.
Hi, where are you calling from today?
All the way from Barbados.
From Barbados. Welcome to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Oh, man, first of all, let me just say it's an honor, man. Like, I recently was introduced to you by one of my clients, like last week. And I've been like hooked on it for like a week now, just researching all of your different information. And then I subscribe. So I think I'm very fortunate because I subscribed only today or yesterday I subscribed, and then today I'm able to speak to you. So
it's set in stone. What do you want to talk about today?
Awesome. So I recently had my first child. All right.
Okay.
And it's quite interesting because I wasn't aware that I could have had a child, right? For many different reasons. So I kind of like give up on it. But then I met her mom and I kind of like introduced the mom, like, let's just have a spiritual bath so we can cleanse all of this energy. And before you know it, within like a month of meeting the mom, like the mom said like she's pregnant. But before that, I was meditating and I get a download in my meditation that a mom came in my life to bring love. And then fast forward, I'm given a daughter. But there's so much challenges, right? Because like I don't believe in the vaccination and a whole lot of stuff. But the mom seems to be keen on doing all of these things. And so it's quite challenging. So can you just give me some insight on like why did this child choose to come at this point?
Well, the child came for many reasons, because you had lost hope. First of all, you had lost hope on having a child. That's the first reason it came. And once hope was reignited in you, it created a desire to create a legacy for this child, where, you know, you had a career, you had this other stuff going for you, but you want to give something more than what you had thought of before, because you now have a family to pass on a legacy to. The fact that that child could have a child, and that child could have children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, it's really sparked something in your soul that you had not given a lot of effort to because you believed you couldn't have children. And that's the reason it's there, to motivate you into creating your legacy. And a legacy is not just about money. It's about the creative things that you can put together, the teachings, wisdoms, healings that you can do for people, places, and your whole country, or better, the whole world. That'll motivate you to really reach the highest levels of your creativity and make something that can have a great impact on the world.
Yeah, like she's definitely giving me that feeling that I've never really experienced, that unconditional love kind of feeling. And can I ask another question as well,
sure.
if that's okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, in terms of sometimes I feel like I'm being like sexually molested in my sleep. A couple of times, like just between like sleep and wake, I can feel like something like trying to poke my butt. And I don't know if it is something I'm just thinking, but I don't know like if it's
how long has it been going on for? How long has this been going on for?
Well, since let's say early 2000, and let's say around 2008, give or take. One of my ex-girlfriends, she said like when I'm sleeping, she can see like demons trying to enter my body, but she said if she's in the bed with me, they would leave me alone, right? And then it happened as recent as I think last year. And a couple nights ago, I decided, like, let's say sometime late last year, I tried to sleep, like start to embrace being naked and sleeping naked. And then I wake up and then I just feel like my butt hurting. And then there was this kind of like a little lump right at my butt. So I don't know if that was because of maybe being molested in my sleep, etc.
Has you ever had anything like that before?
In terms of the lump or the bump? No, never.
So the first thing to understand is it's your environment that is attracting negative entities. And when you're talking about the sexual abuse energy making a manifestation, that means a dream world is being affected. And one of the key teachings I talk about is protecting the four corners of your bed and the four corners of your room through prayer. What is your relationship with prayer right now?
I try to embrace it like every day, but not in like a common sense. So I would kind of, when I go to bed at night, sometimes I would say, thankful for a wonderful day, and I kind of like give authority to my higher self to travel to a safe place to help enhance a better future for me. kind of like that. And a lot of times I would just be grateful because I really, like late 2018, really started to find peace and happiness. And like I'm always giving gratitude for happiness for the moment, for my clients, because I really started to feel comfortable.
Okay. So what do you do? What work do you do with your clients?
Personal training, but I kind of incorporate like a spiritual aspect into it, as opposed to just focusing on lifting the weights. So I try to incorporate like breathing and meditation and eating healthy and understanding the power of your words, etc.
Have you? I know you're new to the material. Have you seen the front of my webpage where it's got the contract revocations?
No, I've heard of it like today, listening to some videos, but I've never. I was saying like I gotta look into these stuff where I can say these things, but I never really had the opportunity yet.
If you go to my website, andrewbartzis.com, the Insights tab, you'll see 7 of them there for you. And I would highly recommend you read all of them to the 4 corners of your bed and the 4 corners of your room to begin creating a protective, separated space. And then after you get really good at them, you could do all of those in an hour and having a daily spiritual practice of reclaiming your power and authority over energy frequencies. And the consciousness strike is a longer one. It'll go a long way to stop things from affecting your dream world. Secondly, the lump that was there, did it go away fast or did it stay?
It's still there, but it feels like if I touch it, it feels like it's a little ball kind of.
Okay, you need to go to the doctor and have it looked at.
Yeah.
So there are times that dreams make a manifestation, and it could be a pus ball, it could be a variety of things. And sometimes you have these inverted, how do I describe them? Boils. And boils are an example of very high frequency, negative demonic energy. Okay. So where in Barbados do you live? I lived there for 2 years, so I'm quite familiar with the energies of the island.
Awesome. I live in Christchurch, Barbados. So let's say St. Lawrence Gap. You've been to St. Lawrence Gap, right?
Many times.
Okay. So I'm like 15 minutes walk from St. Lawrence Gap as you're heading to Oistins. Yeah, on Maxwell Hill.
I know exactly where you're at. That's a really haunted place.
Oh, wow. Because you know what? Let me give you this one thing. Like when I'm moving to my apartment where I'm living, first of all, I'm very thankful for this place. But when I painted it over, I saw this little smiley face appear on the wall, drawn in a pink and a pen. And I was like, where the hell did this thing came from? Because like...
So do you have any friends that are in the magical communities there?
To be honest, I wouldn't say yes, but I wouldn't say no. I don't think that I have many friends, and the ones that I would consider friend, they're very unaware of much things spiritual. But I play basketball, and
what about any of the Rastafarians? You can go down to the thing they have every Saturday, where all the Rastafarians come out and put their wares and talk to the shamanic people there. You need to have that. You need to have that home cleared.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of Orishas that are out there that can do it too.
Yeah. Can
you clear that home on your own? The answer is yes, but you're still really new at it.
Yeah.
And you can use the contract revocations as power and authority. And when did you move in there?
2016, December, I think December 2016 or January 2017, one out of the two.
Well, what I would advise is start with the contract revocations and then start reading to every room in the house once a day for the next 2 weeks. And then you're going to go every 5 days. So 4 or 5 times a month. You're going to switch instead of basically every day for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you're going to slow it down. If you continue to have affections like this, So the other thing you can do is sage the room. You can go and get some various crystals, protective idols from the different Rastafarian communities that are out there.
Yeah.
They do work. They do
Yeah.
work. Okay.
Yeah.
And just got to know not to let things in. And that home is just a place that allows a lot of transient energy in. And
Yeah.
Oistins can be a very haunted and beautiful place at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, my business is right outside of my home, like in the patio. Does that also affect my business? And is anything I can do to
Yes,
help?
your clients can bring ghosts with them, and they won't even know that they're haunted. Okay. So
Okay.
you need to go to the doctor and have that lump checked out. You absolutely do. Absolutely do. And if it turns out being a boil or something internal, then I would highly recommend you go and see somebody that could help purge that spirit out of you.
Okay.
And don't be afraid of this. Don't be afraid. It's like having a big bug bite. You got to get the venom out. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
First thing first is don't fall into fear.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And if the doctor can take care of it with simple meds, that's still getting the venom out.
Okay.
Something is, it's basically this manifestation is trying to put you into deep fear.
Understand.
Okay.
Well, I will definitely go and check it out, and I will go and definitely. What's the name of the thing that I should look for on your webpage?
The Insights tab, the contract revocation. So you go to andrewbartzis.com, and along the top, you're going to see a bunch of little things. One that the tab that says Insights.
Insights.
Yes.
Okay.
And then it's inside the chat room if you're able to see the chat room. Jen put it up there.
Yeah,
and then,
now see a link come up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's 7 of them there for you to do. And the key to those is you got to read them out loud to the room. And you may find yourself having an emotional moment when you're reading them, or a very stern energy come about you, or something that makes you not want to read it. Be very aware of when you're reading these out loud, because the negative energies in the room don't want you to reclaim your authority and your power. Okay. It's just like training one of your clients that is a lazy ass and doesn't want to exercise.
Yeah.
Same thing. You got to find that umph and that enthusiasm inside yourself to read them with enthusiasm, to reclaim that authority.
Okay. And my child mother, she's making it hard for me to see my daughter and to have like moments with her. And right now it may be a potential court issue. Can you see anything that's manifesting in that case?
Why is she creating that?
I think we really wasn't having much common ground, even though I know I manifested her into my life. And because of that, I decided like it's not best for us to like raise a child while being angry at each other and miserable, because that would manifest a miserable child. And to be honest, that's the only reason I can think of. That she's
are you able to pay your part for the child?
I'm playing my part, but it's very, because like I said, I wasn't sure if it was mine. And then after having the test, I had a DNA test done that proved it was mine. But even though then, I've been still supporting right up until like the child born a day before my birthday as well, which is quite beautiful. A day before my birthday. But of course, I'm playing my part because I definitely want to play my part. But because I don't agree in, like, let's say my job allows me to take care of the child. So I offer for me to take care of the child as opposed to having the child go to a daycare. But she does not believe in me meditating and sun gazing and doing certain things. And she said I would have the child doing those things. So she preferred to send it to a daycare.
Okay, so it's a philosophical disagreement. She doesn't like your philosophy. That's why she's doing it. Okay.
Something like that. And then she.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to go to the court to get visitation so that her philosophy can't dictate to you how you are being a good father. Yeah. The fact that you have your child at home means you're doing a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're doing a good thing. You're going to have to invest into that court case to get legal rights to visit the child. You're paying your part. The court's not going to do anything to you if you're paying your part and doing your right service.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Andrew. Thank you so much. It's been
You're
a lot.
welcome.
Very helpful. Thank you very much. And I will go on the site. And thanks again for everything that you're doing. Yeah, we need more people like you.
All right, brother. Take it easy. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you. You too.
All right, Robert. Let's spin up that wheel of callers and see who comes up next.
Okay, next caller is Leslie Sherlock. You're unmuted with Andrew.
Leslie, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from the UK, Suffolk.
Welcome to the show. What did you want to talk about today?
Oh, I'm really surprised that I got on actually. So I didn't even have in my head a question, but I suppose at the moment it's health. That's my
Okay.
kind of
Tell
I'm
me
a little bit concerned about.
Tell me what's going on with your health.
I think I've got a lot of heart issues going on.
Is your blood pressure high? Do you take your blood pressure?
I don't think it is, but it might be slightly raised. I don't know. Yeah.
Do you regularly go to a doctor?
Yes, I do. Yeah. It was only in
Do they take your blood pressure?
the last 6 months. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what your last time your blood pressure was?
It was normal, perfectly normal. Yeah, it was fine.
Okay. For about $20 US, you can go buy a home blood pressure cuff that will measure your blood pressure. If you have any kind of heart issues, it's going to show up in your daily readings. Like you could do 2 to 3 readings a day, morning, afternoon, and night, before food, after food, and you're going to get a determination if there's a heart palpitation or if there's something else going on with your heart. What makes you think something's going on with your heart?
I get a kind of a fluttering kind of feeling when I'm sleeping, not when I'm sleeping, when I'm going to sleep. And also I'm getting a bit of a pain in my neck. I don't know. I've just got this feeling that something's a bit not right. I don't know.
But how long has this been going on for?
Well, I've only noticed it over about a month or so.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe less than that. Not that long, actually. Quite recently.
Go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to the doctor. Don't let it sit around. There are things that can appear to be heart issues, especially in women. There's something called angina, where you have too much water in the pericardium around the heart, and it creates a unique pressure. And there are also certain forms of high intensity gassy foods that can build up in the stomach that can make it feel like it's pushing and creating pressure on your heart, but it's actually gas in the whole intestinal tract system.
Yeah, I mean, you saying that, I have a lot of I've had a few digestive problems recently.
Like what kind of digestive
I mean,
problems?
well, a lot of gas. I've had trapped wind and things like that. Really uncomfortable. A lot, and yeah.
Well, then the most advantageous thing you can do for yourself is go do colonics. Do you know what those are?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Have you ever had them done?
I've never had one, no, but I've thought quite a few times that I'd like to find someone, that I could maybe go to.
Well, they're everywhere, especially in the United Kingdom.
Mm.
Okay, and if you don't want to go to a person because they're a little bit expensive, you can buy a home kit, a 2-week kit. Okay. 2-week colon cleansing kit. And if you've got trapped wind and trapped gas, that means you have very much petrified fecal matter stuck in the intestinal tract somewhere. And when certain types of enzymes, foods, or waters hit that, it produces gas, just like opening a can of beer or a soda.
Yeah.
And that stuff gets trapped. And if you're finding yourself really gassy at the opposite end, meaning a lot of gas coming out and you're farting or flatulating a lot, that means something internally is wrong with your microorganisms.
Yeah.
And what might be very advantageous for you to do is a 2 or 3 day fast where you're just having water and maybe some like bone broth or chicken broth to keep some form of calories in you, but really trying to flush out the intestinal tract so that you can take some stool softeners or something that can help getting a lot of motion in the intestinal tract and peristalsis going again. Have you been limiting your exercise at all?
Did you say limiting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not been that great recently.
Why?
Exercising.
Why?
I mean, I've done some walking. I'm going to start swimming a bit more now. So, yeah, I know that is important, and I know that's key, and that will get things going. Yeah.
So you didn't answer why.
Pardon?
Why have you stopped exercising and walking and all that?
I suppose I'm a bit lazy.
You're depressed. You're depressed.
I know I'm a bit, yeah, and that as well, yeah.
Okay. The more you accept not exercising and not walking for your own good health, the deeper your depression is going to go. You really want to do creative stuff and have creativity flow through you, don't you?
Yeah.
You have all these unfinished projects, but you can't do anything with them.
I've got loads of things I want to do, yeah.
But not the energy to do them.
Well, yeah, I see what you're saying. I know that if I got out of that sluggishness, and yeah, that would kind of would free up my energy generally, wouldn't it?
It would help just move the energy. It would help move the energy, then keep it stagnated. Okay. Have you noticed that your diet's changed at all, or the types of food you've been normally eating is changing? Your desire for foods?
Well, I've been dieting for probably about 9 months.
What kind of diet?
Just a low-fat diet.
Okay.
But I mean, I only.
Go ahead.
I only eat fish anyway. I don't eat meat or anything. So
Why?
It's sort of mainly vegetarian diet.
Why?
I haven't eaten meat since I was a teenager. I just don't enjoy it really.
Why?
I just don't like the idea.
That's
and
not
I've never
why.
liked the taste really. I never really liked the taste very much.
You're still not answering why. There's a philosophical reason you're not bringing up.
Is there? Oh, how do you mean?
You don't want to eat something that's living or was living.
Yeah, that wasn't my initial sort of thought when I stopped eating meat. It became that later. But I mean, not now particularly.
Well, let me give you a little something.
Well, then.
There are good vegetarians and then there are bad vegetarians. Good vegetarians know that when their body is having digestive issues, when their body is having gas issues, and their body is saying stuff to them, they're doing something wrong being a vegetarian. A bad vegetarian doesn't listen to their body, and you're not listening to your body. Okay. And I can guarantee you are not getting 40 grams of protein a day. That you're being a bad vegetarian and you're thinking all of this greeny salad, leafy type stuff is going to fill you up and do stuff. But in fact, your intestinal tract has become one-dimensional. It can only dissolve plant-type materials and the little fish that you put into it. And there are times that you're going to be getting vegetables that you may not realize are GMO vegetables and your body can't digest them. What do you do for your protein other than fish?
Cheese. I quite like a bit of cheese. Also, things like chickpeas and things like that.
All right. So you're having lots of beans and peas, which are then creating swelling in your joints. Did you know that the worst thing for a vegetarian is to pig out on peas and beans and stuff like that, as well as cheese?
No, but I do now.
It creates lots of gas too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just an easy thing to eat, isn't it? When you're on a diet, it's the easy thing. If you want to lose weight.
That's a lazy vegetarian. If you want to lose weight, you go do the paleo diet and stick to it. or go do the carnivore diet, where you're getting 60, 70, 80 grams of protein every day and no carbs, no sugars, no breads, no sugars, no fruits, no vegetables, no fruits, sorry, no sugars.
Right.
You could lose 30 pounds in a month, quite literally, if you were able to exercise 20 minutes a day. Well, you could lose 20 pounds in a month just by going on the all protein diet.
I've never looked at that.
Go look at the paleo diet or the carnivore diet or the Atkins diet. There's a big lie in nutrition that fat-free diets are good for you. No, we need fats to help us dissolve and create enzymes in our intestinal tract that help us break down food. What's gone on is your intestinal tract can only break down the foods you've been giving it for the last number of years that it's had the same process over and over again. Okay. I'd highly recommend that you do a full 2-week colon cleanse, probably even a month-long one. Maybe you go get the Hulda Clark full month-long cleanse and then change your diet. You're going to get more energy than you ever did before. And all of those projects that you think you could never finish, you'll finish. One thing that I run into a lot of time, bad vegetarians are depressed and have no energy to complete their projects because they're not getting enough actual fuel to run their bodies. Otherwise, you have to really educate yourself and learn how to become a good vegetarian and not be stuck with the easy beans, the easy cheese, the easy this, the easy that.
Yeah.
And it's not easy being a vegetarian. It's not easy being a vegetarian. It's not, especially when you got to go and plan food for a week.
Yeah. No, it is really hard, actually. Yeah, that's very true.
So then maybe have a conversation with yourself the next month, the next 2 months. I'm going to radically change my diet because I want to lose weight. I want to have exercise so that I can get some of these projects done.
Yeah. Okay.
And as for the getting used to eating meat again, it's all in your mind. Taste is taste. You still eat fish. You could eat a steak.
I know I do.
You could easily eat a steak.
No, I couldn't. I really couldn't.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay? I say bullshit because I've done this many, many times. It's in your mind. Okay? It's in your mind. And for all those people out there that say it makes you sick, it's in your mind. 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 And you've created this mythos in you that says it'll make you sick. You can't eat it. It's in your mind. It's just like a kid who's never tried seafood their entire life and they're 60 years old and say, I've never eaten a piece of seafood in my life because mom and dad insulted me when I was 6. You're going to make yourself sick.
I know what you mean about that. I do know what you mean.
There you go. You easily could if you turned your terms around and say, I'm going to do this out of my pure respect for myself. All right, darling, I got to let you go and move on to my next caller. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrew. Bye.
All right,
Bye.
you have a good one. All right, Robert, let's spin up the wheel of callers and see who comes on next.
Okie doke. Next caller will be Ai Kyung. You're unmuted with Andrew.
Aggie, are you there?
Yes.
How you doing today? Yes, I can hear you. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to thank you so much for that winter solstice boot camp that we did. I tell you, I mean, New Year's Day, I had such amazing energy. I mean, it was like so light, and I got rid of so many negative energies. And I want to just thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And I was just wondering, I noticed that every time I go out or looking out the window from my home, a lot of chemtrail was happening like constantly. Can you tell me what's going on here?
they're getting ready for the impeachment trial of Donald J. Trump, and they're trying to do whatever they can do to get people to be in fear.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, it doesn't make me fearful. It just wondering why this is happening. What is going on with this chemical that they're spraying?
First thing first, not all chemtrails are there to make you sick or ill. Some are there to just alter the weather. And if you've noticed, we've had some very strange and unusual weather here in the United States the last couple of months, haven't we?
Yes, definitely.
So when they're seeding the clouds up there, it's not for what's over you. It's what's going to be 4 or 5 days away, 700 to 800 miles away.
I see.
Okay. And they're also meant to work in conjunction with the 5G networks that are coming on. Okay.
Oh.
So you have a lot of secondary projects that have been shut down for many years because the majority of the chemtrail projects were shut down, the negative ones, and some of them are secretly coming back online. And you're going to start noticing chemtrails because they're trying to control the global mindset right now.
Okay, we are not letting them do that, right?
Well, it's not about letting them do it. They're going to do it until somebody takes the keys out of the airplanes or grounds the remote operated airplanes, because the vast majority of chemtrail planes are remote operated airplanes. There's no person flying it. And they're taking off from bases that have only 5 or 6 people that work on them that just fill the airplanes up with fuel and the chemicals. Whereas before they were flying out of major Air Force bases.
I see. Okay, so because of what we did, the boot camp, it really doesn't bother me anymore because, I used to get really upset with Donald Trump and many other people. But what we did, it just changed me so much that I'm just in peace. I really am. So I'm just so grateful. And relationship with my family, my daughter especially. I mean, I had very difficult time with my, relationship with my daughter, but that low energy just disappear.
Wonderful.
And my heart is just wide open. I'm just smiling all the time, so happy, dancing around the house.
Wonderful.
So yeah,
we're going to be doing another prayer boot camp class coming in the beginning of February. We'll probably our next show. I'll announce it and the place for everyone to go up and sign up for it.
Yes.
And part of the journey to putting all of that energy into a ceremony and into the water is showing you how to create spiritual strategy. And now you're reaping the benefits of that spiritual strategy.
It really is. It's so beautiful. Thank you. I want to do more. I'm ready.
Okay. Well, hey, you could pick up a gallon of water and start putting prayers into it from now. Okay. There's nothing stopping you from repeating that. You don't need a solstice and an equinox to do that stuff.
Exactly. I'm doing it. I'm doing it every day. So thank you. I just wanted to say that. And
wonderful.
I'm ready to co-create this year. Seems like I feel like this year is my year. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to do it.
Great. How is your book going?
It's going really well. And I am, there's more I remember as I go, as I write. So a little more details are coming in. So it's getting there. And so I'm keep warming up, cleaning the crystals that you helped me make. And it's on my altar, and sometimes it's next to me while I'm sleeping. And I really it's changing me. I need to do more of my brain work. I don't know what else I have to do, but there is something I feel like I got abused long time ago, that something or someone doesn't want me to speak up and think. And
you're a survivor, and what you went through in your early life to who you are today is still a representation that there's not necessarily more for you to heal, but for the next level for you to go through.
Oh.
And it's more of the self-suppression, because if you had spoken up in the situation you were in earlier in your life, you would have been beaten down.
Oh yes.
You would have been beaten down. You would have been beaten down. Okay.
Yes.
And for people out there, Aggie's a survivor, has been through the mill, hardcore, and she's writing a book about surviving the mill, some of the difficult things that a person has gone through, and yet turned around her life and thrived in it again.
Yes, I believe the higher beings and higher spirit and higher self of mine, and I think the positive things that came through is people like you just coming into my life. And it just, more I realize, more I forgive myself and forgive everybody else around me. I receive the teachers. And one day, hope I can teach others.
Maybe you want to share with everybody a little bit of your story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, go ahead. Share, give them, a synopsis of what your growing up life was and why you decided to write this book.
Okay, I hope you have some time. Yeah. Make it really brief, but I was war baby, so-called. I was born in South Korea during the Cold War, and somehow my father left when my mother was carrying me, and I went through. When I was born, I guess I went through racism, bad racism, and I almost died because the babysitter just wanted to kill me. So I almost died. And then I was like around 9 years old. I got molested by my uncle, my own uncle. And when I came to America, I got almost molested by my stepfather. And then I went through a lot of heavy duty racism while I was growing up in Korea, and total opposite. And when I came to America, there was another racism because I was in predominantly Black school that I was going to, and they didn't like me because I was different and my accent was different. So I went through a lot of trauma speaking up English and speaking up. And that's where my trauma came in. And when I met Andrew, it just changed me, and I worked on that a lot. But there's a lot more to that, but those are the simple things that I can point out. And I'm just, my ex-husband is my biggest thing. I had when my parents died, they left me with insurance money, and I want to start something really honorable. So I started a business, and my ex-husband just literally destroy my business, take all the money, abuse me at the same time. I ended up with 2 kids, and I ended up taking care of them. And I moved probably about 10 times away from him. Every time he comes in, he takes away, my money and lie and all this abusive type of thing, and drugs and all this was happening. And it literally destroyed me. And after that, I was single for about 10, 15, maybe 12 years after I met my beautiful husband here now. So there's a lot of details, but that's what I'm working on.
A story of survival, a story of racism.
Yes.
And now you've come to a point where you can tell your story. You're not ashamed of it.
No, I'm not ashamed, and I'm not afraid, and there's no fear. And I just want to reach out to many people as I can and help them out with my book.
And you're going to do that.
Yes,
you're going to do that. All right, you're going to do that.
You. Yes. I am. You are in a little bit of the teaching that you have taught me. So thank you so much, deeply. I mean, you're welcome. In my heart. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for calling in, Aggie. We're going to go to one more caller, and then we're going to call it the end of the show. All right, Robert, let's see who we got for the bookend of the show and see who wants to have an interesting conversation.
All righty. Thank you, Aggie. Boom Armit, you are unmuted with Andrew.
What is the name again?
BEWM Armit.
Boomin. Are
Hang
you
on.
there?
I'm here.
Did I enunciate your name right?
No, it's okay. It was Bright-Eyed Wolf Mother.
Okay.
It's a shamanic name.
All right. So what did you want to talk about today?
Okay. I've been married for 39 years this year, and I was wondering if you could maybe have a look in the Akashic Records to see what the connection is between my husband and I. He's a non-believer totally, and I just would like to know what the situation is there.
Is he an atheist or just non-believer?
Non-believer.
So atheist is technically more towards the extremities.
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe heading towards atheist as well too, a bit there.
But he just doesn't identify with that. He
doesn't. No, he thinks
give a
it's,
shit.
I mean,
he doesn't
no,
give a
he's
shit.
been with me. Yeah, he's been with me a long time now. So I've always gone my path and I've always run it alongside him. But, you know, he's had his he's got no beliefs really.
He believes in money.
Well, I believe, yeah,
science,
yep.
advertising, sports, global, and the standard global narrative stuff that the rest of the
absolutely.
adult men from his generation are stuck in.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. So 2 peas in a pod, but 2 separate pods.
Yeah.
So you guys have a very, let's just say, sordid past lives.
All right.
All right. So when were both of you born?
I was born in 1958, December,
okay.
And he's August 57.
Okay, so really, you were both born really close together.
Yeah.
And where were both of you born?
Oh, I was born in Glasgow, and he was born in Bath down in England.
Okay.
But he's got Scottish parents.
Okay, so before this lifetime you were born, you had a lifetime where you lived from, let's say, 1890 to 1940, and you were living in like the Malaysia area, like the islands in the Malaysia area. That's the best in those islands that are in the Malaysian continent.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a continent, they're islands or semi-islands there. And you were both not indigenous, but you were more of a French colonial, like half indigenous, half French colonial people. And you worked at a time there where the culture was highly racist. Slavery was still legal there, even though the rest of the world had significantly let it go of that process there. Indentured servitude was still very high there, and life was not very valuable. And both of you were on the crew that put the first sets of electrical lines into the main cities there.
Wow.
And you were foundational builders of electrical systems. You weren't highly educated. You were people that knew how to put up poles and wires and not get, set on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys essentially worked yourself to the bone, drank a lot of alcohol, worked with a lot of prostitutes, and died in the 1940s during a Japanese invasion. One of the many Japanese bombings that went on in that area. Before that, I will go 1760 to 1820. So that 50-year lifespan is you were living in the southern United States and then the Arizona area, Texas, Arizona, and both of you were corrupt marshals or corrupt policemen, okay?
Right.
And you made a lot of money off of being a corrupt policeman, but it's also where you discovered that there was something beyond the Christian religion that reminded you that mystical things happened out there. certain indigenous tribes could do magic right in front of you, such as shapeshifting, which scared the shit out of you. You could shoot them with a bullet and they wouldn't die. And this is the reason he is not spiritual this lifetime. He had that lifetime where, beyond the fact that mystical shit happens, I shot something in the head and it didn't die. I saw something change life form in me. I don't want another lifetime like that. His next lifetime was in service to creating Electrical Foundation, which gave him the clear frequency lifetime of being a sports guy, being a person involved in the global narrative. I'm not really giving a shit about saving the world.
Mm-hmm.
You, on the other hand, went a different direction. You're like, how many more times do I got to shoot it before it dies? Then you realize it's eternal. And you had a life review there that reminded you that you could self-educate from a life as a living being of how to reach extended life perpetuities. Okay, not fully immortal, but you're not going to die from a few bullets. You're not going to die from somebody putting a sword through you. Okay, which is many Catholic and Christian religious groups have tried to hide this for many centuries in the past. Like for a period of 60 years during the 1650s to the 1710s, there was a group of religious people that went all over France shoving swords between their brains and their eyes and proving that they wouldn't die. Okay? And there was nothing the church could do to stop it because they couldn't kill them. Okay? Burned him at the stake and everything. Okay? And it's inside the town criers and the magazines and the newspapers from those eras.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still go and research that stuff. For 50, 60 something years that happened. That's happened worldwide. That's just one example. So what is your relationship with him? Before these lifetimes I just described, you had many lifetimes where you were both deep into the esoteric secret societies. And oftentimes they led you to fight each other, kill each other. And he didn't want to have that this lifetime. He just wanted to wait for the TV to come on and say, all right, dude, it's time to awaken or go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you're still holding the flame of awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to fan his butt to wake up. And it's not. And it's okay. His contract is to not awaken.
Okay.
Does that mean he's going to be left behind?
No.
Technically it does.
Does it? Oh.
He has to repeat it.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of adults who are living the global narrative life in a good way. It's not like he has a bad life, does it?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
He's living his perfect life. But you're also living your quality. We're not going to call everybody's life perfect. Okay.
Okay.
So what do you really want to get out of him?
I don't know. I find I have this inner strife to keep moving forward. I can't stop. I mean, I can't stay in one place. I just keep moving forward. And you know, he's quite happy to come along with me, but he doesn't want to believe in it. So that's fair enough. I can accept that. But I was just wondering if there was something past life that was connecting us, or something that, you know, that was keeping us together, that in that sense. But
the awakening in general.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch it on TV with him and say, I told you so, I told you so, all this shit's coming true?
Yeah. Can I ask one more question? And it's to do with the moon. It was to do with the moon. I believe that some time ago you did something, you talked about the moon, and you said, and I might be wrong in this, but you said that there was a being in the moon that was trapped. Is that still the case?
No.
No.
No, it's already been taken out.
Oh, good,
No,
good,
it's
good,
all- yeah,
good.
that was from a while ago, but it's been
Yeah,
taken out.
yeah. I don't know why, but that was always on my mind for a while, and I'm quite glad it's been taken out.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's been fixed.
No,
Let's
that's
just call it.
good.
Let's just
That's
call it.
good.
It's been fixed.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
So, and then, I mean, with regard to my husband, I'll just keep going on my own path for awakening, and it doesn't matter. I'll just leave him be if he wants to be there.
Isn't that what you've already been doing though?
Yeah, that's true. I think I was hoping.
Well, short of you knocking him on the head and putting some drugs into his mind for him to have an awakening, which is forcing him. You can't force a person to do it. They got to do it on their own.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
If you force, does that make you any different than the system of domination and control?
That's true. Yeah, absolutely. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Thank you very much, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Okay. Blessings.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. We're going to end the show here. And thank you, everyone, for coming in and having a really, really fun show. And we will be back with some more powerful shows. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Each different bubble of reality is true.
A galactic historian is a person that looks at all the lines of dramatic karma.
Nudge, nudge, it's the Holy Grail. Improvise. Mysterious. It's counter psychic intelligence.
Why is DNA farming of this star cluster so important?
Because we do manifest our reality. We do create our reality.
Hello, let's create, let's co-create, and let's change this world with love. No matter if you're from Alpha Centauri or Earth, we all began with the same birthing process. We live in a limited point of view. Living the mystical life daily is about striving for the unlimited point of view. Each day, each human being gets an infinite amount of choices. Living the mystical life daily is about facing obstacles and challenges. The level of awareness that you are working at means you have a responsibility to be equal with it. How does one truly let go of expectation? You can make the moment that you wake up to the moment you go to sleep sacred. The keys to success: choice, 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 and choice.